storytelling is my whole thing. So I'll tell you a story about just what I did yesterday. Like it's just like it's a habit. So I think I'm gonna like find ways to use that in a way that can just like really fuck with people a little bit. Like you like mix a little bit of the truth with a little bit of lies and see how much I can just like see like people's eyes just widen and just like getting endorphins in their brain just to because I feel like I've been too candid and honest and too humble and grateful. I gotta spice it up a little bit.
Walter Price grew up in Macon, Georgia, taught himself how to draw, joined the Navy without knowing how to swim. He later learned in a pool in Chicago in the middle of winter. Drove a truck he wasn't licensed to drive across the Hudson River so he could pay for a studio in Brooklyn where he slept on an air mattress with mice. At some point, a Karma gallery opening led to meeting an artist who told him to put his driver's license on his CV, which led to an art handling job, which bought him the supplies that set everything in motion. His college teacher, Craig Buckhalter, told him he'd go sleep in a box in New York, like Basquiat. Walter said he'd do exactly that. Since then, he's shown almost every year since 2016, sometimes many exhibitions in a year, filling rooms with so many paintings at a time, small canvases stacked salon style in a way one curator called one of the most impressive overhung shows he'd ever seen. A critique Walter took exactly 3 seconds to be offended by, before deciding it was a compliment. His practice is built on the smaller painting, intimate, wobbly in composition in a way that is completely intentional, organized around a kind of dyslexic logic he developed as a correction to every rule he was taught. He describes painting as the one form where you can follow the rules or you can dance, and he's always chosen to dance. We talked about what it costs to stay in the studio when the market starts paying attention, and why the small paintings are still where he does his truest thinking. We talked about the curator problem, the bad ones and the great ones, and what it means to be a black painter inside institutions that'll take everything you give and still find a way to tell you what success looks like. One thing that Walter said that I keep coming back to, he doesn't want the cheers. He wants the boos. Not because he's reckless, but because he knows what motivates him, and it has always been the person who told him he couldn't. Here is my conversation with Walter Price.
You
around like students or young artists anytimes?
Not often, but I do kind of pride myself on trying to do those talks and stuff and going visiting school. So I always hope that they'll like invite me out, and I try to take it seriously.
Yeah.
But then also like in the neighborhood, I'm like pick up ball and stuff like that. Uh-huh. I kind of try to put myself around the neighborhood just because. Shit, I mean, I feel like I am getting old, so I don't want to get too detached from what the hell is going on. Yeah. Being an artist, you're in your own world. Pretty much everybody tell you everything you're saying is right. So it's kind of like, you can get super detached. So I'm trying to always like.
Do they know what you do and all that? Or are you just chilling with them?
They know I can shoot that ball. I can shoot that rock. When they say he got a gun. Son got a gun. They're like, yeah, I can shoot. So they kind of cool with me. That one little kid called me Kevin Durant, which it hurt my feelings. But I know I just a little tall to him because he's small.
Yeah.
But then when he really said it, like my unkept beard, and then like my hair and all. Like,
come on, anybody else would have taken that as a compliment. Kevin Durant.
I mean, KD is like one of my favorite players for sure. Mm-hmm. I wear his shoes and stuff, and I think our feet shape the same. Here, just longer, but. But the looks, I don't know who I would want to look like. I don't think I want to look like nobody. But when hearing a kid say Kevin Durant,
okay, I get that.
The only part I appreciated was like, dang, he think I'm tall.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I'm tall and skinny. He gonna realize when he in 6th grade, he gonna see me and he gonna realize I wasn't tall. But the whole, I knew it. I was like, yeah, he think I look, because I do look like him a little bit. I can't say. I was looking last night. I was like, yeah, the forehead.
It's more like here.
It's this, yeah. But His identity is, I love basketball so much that I'm unkept. And it's weird because I do love painting so much that I am a little bit unkept in that way too, because I really obsess over painting. So
sure.
Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I guess we way more similar. The kid can probably see it way deeper than I can see.
No, I mean, the other thing I was thinking is like you both are obviously really serious about conditioning.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Like
that too.
are you still up at 4 a.m?
Not as much anymore. You know, I used that to get me to a place of like full obsession and feeling like I was like putting all the work in, and you know that's probably what I think I went. If not 10 years strong, maybe like I say, cause my memory is bad with it, I'll say about 7 years strong of doing that. And now it's more about with age and stuff, like pulling back a bit and learning how to like relax and like do nothing, and, like be a lazy bum. So.
But I mean, like even when I gave you a hug, I was like, this man's back is ropey. Like you're clearly fit. Like you clearly.
Oh, I appreciate that because I fell off a little bit. I got a goal of hitting 225 at my body weight because that's like put you at like top 1%.
Yeah.
Like with strength, and that shit is very hard to do because you technically do need to eat more food and protein, but
it's crazy how much protein you got to take.
Yeah, and I'm like kind of realize like I don't know if I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna just have to do it with it. I'm gonna have to try to get it out of the mud, to do the hard way. I'm gonna just have to do it the wrong way and hopefully it work.
Do you ever hang out at Von King Park?
No, because I'm Pulaski. My park is like right there. So I'm hitting pull-ups like every day. I'm getting like sets in. I mean, in a week, I'm probably doing at least, if I just guess, minimum a week, I'm doing probably like 200 pull-ups. You know, but not like, you know, just like every time I walk my dog, I at least get 10 in.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then sometimes it's the push-ups too, but lately it's been the pull-ups because I want to hit the 225, but you know, sometimes, you know, I had to be realistic with the goal, and I'm just like, man, I got to 40 to do it. So this year I might just kind of like slack off because I'm really into the pull-ups because I seen this boxer, Caleb Plant, you know, he flexed at a weigh-in one time, man. He had wings, boy. He looked like the Super Mario where he had the squirrel where he fly. And that jump looked super weird, but super impressive to me because your lat muscles look crazy. And he did the little chicken wing move, and the jump came out. And I was like, boy, I want those.
That's what you want.
I want because I got a slim waist. Well, I'm gonna look like a baddie. it's like a whole big V. It's like and so that means your chest kind of, you know, don't stick out as much, but your lats and then your slim waist, John looked crazy. I've been inspired ever since because that's something I can achieve.
In Von King Park, there's this guy Lawrence who just
I be seeing those guys.
Yeah.
Like, I see him when I walk my dog over there. Like they get it in.
Yeah,
like, I got to get those gloves because I be getting crazy calluses.
Completely. Yeah.
But I also think like I seen an old school dude tell a young dude, man, you wearing gloves, man. You scared of calluses? And I was like, yeah, you can't be scared of calluses. Like you putting rings on your finger, you got to at least have them feeling manly, you know. Like you don't want to be too soft. You're already washing your hands in the studio, playing with paint, you know. Like
you say that, but then you know when Rachel comes, like she's gonna be like, why are your hands so rough?
I was about to get to that. That is true.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the reason why you're like, oh yeah, my hands feel rough when I like if I'm rubbing her arm or shoulder and stuff.
Yeah.
That's So that tops that.
Yeah, you got to keep it together.
Right.
They may not have a woman in their life.
I don't think they do. They don't look like it. Yeah, they really be committed.
I'm really happy to have you here. This is all part of it. I feel like part of your. I mean, to me, like I've seen your discipline. I've seen like the work that you put in. I've seen the output. It's wild. Like,
thank you.
It's not the kind of thing where. There's never a show that I saw that you phoned it in, like, but there's always a ton of work, but it's, you know, thoughtfully put together. Every room is considered. The experience, like, I know that installation is something that you think about when you're thinking about painting.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, did that all start at the Navy? Did that sense of discipline, or was it like, did you always feel like the higher calling is art?
I always knew the higher calling was art. I mean, I went through a few stages of like, do I want to be a cartoonist, you know, comedian, graffiti artist, and I tried skateboarding. So I was going through all those things, but it all was art related. But I think it came from like my mom. She act like she went to the military though. She used to make us clean baseboards and junk on Saturday morning sometimes when I think she realized we were too like lazy in the summer, you know, enjoying not being in school. She would make us scrub them baseboards. So and like
Macon,
clean the
Georgia.
wall, in an apartment that we renting. It's like, bruh, like it didn't make no sense. But then when I got to the Navy, we were cleaning baseboards and
Right.
the attention to detail, what they call it, like wiping up under the middle table and all these little spots and stuff. And they're like, I would say she prepared me for the military. So maybe it was like I had enough blind courage to go to the Navy because she was already kind of drilling something, like this routine in us. So
Yeah.
maybe, because I don't know how I was brave enough to go to the Navy and not know how to swim. Like,
You didn't know
crazy.
how to swim when you went to the Navy?
I learned how to swim in the Navy. In Chicago, I learned how to swim in Chicago in the winter.
Holy shit.
And I was like 114 pounds, boy. I was shivering I was shivering so crazy. Like,
I mean,
the reason
that
I
is
couldn't
cold.
pass the swim test mainly is because I was shivering. So I was like too cold. Like, you got to march there. You got on your. That's when I realized the importance of scarves. So we would have 2 scarves on your neck, on your face. So you just basically got your eyes showing.
Yeah.
You got to march. Marching is like unruly, so you kind of messing up. So that's taking your time. You in the cold. You get there, and they want you to take your clothes off and get in the water, man. That was, when I passed that swim test, I was like, I could do anything. Like, ain't nothing stopping me in the world. Like, what? I got a fear of like drowning. I almost drowned like 6-7 times in my life before
Jesus.
going to the Navy. So imagine getting yelled at, and they tell you to backstroke 100 yards, and you just like I was trying to get over it. I didn't even know what trauma was then. I've almost died a lot in my life.
So you always, I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm gonna explain some of the images in the paintings where like there's couches, there's lazy boys, there's like a lot of places to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's like you love to make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a great way you set that up. That's beautiful. Cause that armchair it was a couch, and now it's kind of shrinking into like a lazy boy armchair. Maybe it's subconsciously speaking to like how isolated I've become like in my life. Because I've always been like a loner type person, but coming to New York and stuff, I got out of my comfort zone. It was more social and things like that.
But drowning 6 or 7 times is harder than coming to New York.
Yeah, in a way, but you come from a small town to a big city, you giving up everything. I had like 2 cars. I could let my family share a car. I was fairly comfortable. I was getting paid to go to school. I was apprenticing as a tattoo artist, so I'm getting paid under the table with that. You working at a tattoo shop, crazy world,
Right.
super like some Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn type joint happening. It's weird, man. So it was like I could have got comfortable with that, but.
No, but that's the world. I feel like you started, going into the military was kind of your way of saying like, okay, this can pay for school.
Oh, yeah.
This can get me into art school. And like, you're just doodling all the time. Like you can't stop drawing.
Right.
Like you're drawing on the boxes, you're drawing on white tees.
Right.
And then I was surprised to hear like what did you maintain this company Deep in My Dreams for
I'm so glad
a minute?
you brought that up. I forgot I said that. From doing the t-shirts in the Navy. When I was drawing on these t-shirts to keep the art going, I started a company then. And
Gotcha.
in Virginia. Because I was going to you brought back some memories, man. So I started the company then because I was drawing on the t-shirt with Sharpie. And I was doing more illustration then. So it was like kind of looked pretty cool, I would think. And like very sharp lines. It wasn't no shaky line weight or none of the stuff I do now. It was like just clean, I was like taking my time.
Tattoos.
And the tattoo experience. I didn't even realize that connection either. My naval base was on Little Creek. It was called Little Creek. It was in Little Creek, Virginia. It was Little Creek Navy base. And right across the street, like, cause I ain't had no car almost my whole Navy career. I ain't have a car, so I would like, catch rides with people or just walking. So right across the street from the base was a Goodwill.
Okay.
But the area we was in obviously was some wealthy people because they had like fresh polos and they had fire shirts. And then down the street from that was a seamstress, this like Asian lady that was cool. She was a cool Asian lady that would do our uniforms and sew all patches on and stuff. So I started taking her different polos and be like, can you change the sleeve, switch the sleeve out on this one with that one and all that patchwork stuff. I was kind of like a mini Virgil Abloh.
I was gonna say,
I just didn't have a true passion. So but I was doing that for a while. So that's how the clothing company started. And it was doing really good in Virginia because I had all my Navy friends supporting.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
But then when I came back to Macon in Georgia and I was trying to do that, that died quick. That negativity in Macon is like, you got to really love something because if you don't, they gonna take it out of you. And that's what they did. I started promoting, going to clubs and stuff. I used to make my business card yellow. I would go to the club. It's dark at the club. Pass no business card out. I'm drinking, but like getting drunk to do it because I'm really not. I'm super like not social like that. So I'm like just doing it, getting drunk, passing out the car. Oh, check out my clothing line. It's seeming like it's going well. When they cut them club lights on, man, you see all those yellow cars on the floor, man.
Dang.
Man, that happened several times, but like to where it was like strike one. Oh man, confidence gone low. Strike two, okay, I ain't gonna go to the club for a month. Go to the club. Strike three, oh my God, I'm out of here. And then I remember one time I went to Atlanta. I'm like, okay, let me try Atlanta, bigger city.
Yeah.
Did the same thing. Matter of fact, I went to a rapper concert, Currency. One of my favorite rappers. I don't even go to rapper concerts like that, but he was the main one. All that weed smoking, everybody smoking, everybody messed up, everybody seeming brotherly. Start passing them cars out. I tried to pass my card to the one black dude. He looked way cooler than me at the time too, because I ain't had that much money and I was still trying. And he was just fresh. He was just like, what? These my dream clothes to get that bull out of here. Flick my card and then hand me his card up. Like, and his job looked way more legit. His clothing line was way just better. And I was like I don't even think, I think I just froze in that moment, just like, God. And I think at that moment I was like, I don't got to fight for this. I'm really not a clothing designer or I can't do this. And so I stopped that and I realized like along the way of doing all that, I'm like, I'm an artist. So I went back to doing stuff on canvas and stuff like that. So
I mean, your career kind of exploded pretty quick. Like I feel like you started working and then most people's CVs, when I look at it, it's like group like a handful of group shows at small galleries,
right?
A solo at a couple small galleries, right. And then we start moving up. You start at fucking Karma, and then immediately it's like MoMA PS1, and
super fast.
It was really fast.
That was
what
a
was
test,
that like?
man. That was a test. I mean, looking back on it in the moment, I try not to let it spill out externally, but internally I'm such a cocky motherfucker and I believe in myself so much that I wasn't taking it in as much of like how much pressure that was to make the right decisions, work with the right galleries and like even make the shows, man. How no shows happening kind of back to back, like really was like but I guess because I could make the work or something, it was like it was a test to keep producing in that way. So looking back on it, man, I'm just glad that I was raised by a strong black woman, to be honest, because I don't think my social awareness is that good. But sometimes when people just ain't really good people, my awareness is good enough to kind of detect it just a little bit. Right. And I have people that are real sharp, and then they may come around and they be like, something ain't right about that, and I'll listen.
So you kept those people.
Yeah, a very small number too, because a lot of along the way it was just a lot of people that I thought were everything, and I respected them so much, but I realized that they were very competitive, super narcissistic. Not saying that I don't have narcissistic ways, but I don't need to put nobody under me.
Exactly. Let's be clear. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you're putting anybody under you.
Right. I don't never need to put no one under me. I don't even want to be threatened by artists. I'm always here to support anyone, especially if I'm in a position where I'm winning or even being able to show at all. It's like I just don't compete in art. But the people I was around in the beginning, it was a lot of that and a lot of leading me in the wrong directions. But because I was a grown man coming from the military, I could, listen to them, kind of follow that a little bit, and then realize like, nah, I'm gonna just stick to what is right for me, because my mom always taught me like you gotta crawl before you walk. So these people were telling me to basically jump and like stand before I could even crawl. So I was like, I'm gonna stick to the small thing. People made it seem like making those small paintings were like the worst idea ever. Like,
really?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, I heard them talking behind my back and everything.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, they say that they do that in school too. Like anytime that I'd be at, I was teaching at Yale or Columbia, and like there were so many times where a student would come to me and be like, they were working on bigger things, and I'm like, wait, why? This doesn't look right though. Right. And they're like, well, I don't know, I'm just getting pressure to go bigger. And I'm like, but there's nothing about your work that tells me that it needs to be bigger.
Exactly. Who are you?
Exactly.
Everybody can't just go big, and I knew I wasn't ready to go big then. I was just trying to get better, and you need, the scale of it. And because I was in the Navy and had to jump through those scuttles, and I did firefighting and stuff like that, I realized when you working on a small canvas or a panel, wood panel, you don't got that much room to work with. So you got to be your best, and you got to make sharp decisions because it's small, you know. So I realized if I can make these feel large and have good energy and impactful, once I go big, it'll be a breeze.
I love those small paintings.
I mean, that's my best. That's even to this day, I feel like I can really, attack a large canvas without being intimidated. But my best me, the best me, who I am, 16 by 20, 18 by 24, I think I'll continue to make the best paintings. Like they all give the bigger painting something that I can take from. I can take a piece from the smaller one and just make the big one work.
It's funny, that's what my art teacher in high school would always say, that you go back and forth between big and small, because the small is going to teach you about the big and the big's going to teach you about the small. That's a fact, because you going back from big to small, that'll make you pause a little bit and kind of take some deep breaths, because that jump ain't easy back and forth. But the more you practice it and do it, you just becoming a better painter or a better artist in that right. So, but the smaller stuff. You've done a show almost every year since 2016, and sometimes many shows in a year.
I love it, man. I'm just grateful for it to work out, and because the paintings are small, they just give so much room for you don't have to worry about, you don't worry. I guess I had to worry less about speculators and people trying to, be crazy with flipping and making huge money off of me because them paintings small. And I thought about that because I was studying the brain. I've been in a lot of car wrecks. I tried to box once, so I done got hit upside the head, got hit across the head with a bat before, passed out, face first on concrete. So I done had a lot of head stuff. So I'm even to this day, I try to do things for brain health and eating certain foods and stuff, because I'm lucky to not have brain bleed, PTSD. I don't have none of that stuff, and I'm like a cat, man. So I'm always just thinking about how to be better in that way, and to have the success is I just don't want to get too comfortable. I think with success, when you start out, you raw, you got that good energy, you risk taking in your work, you making stuff that's radical. But the more success you get, and the more people kind of be like, I like this one, I like that one, that junk can get into your head. You start taking risks. You get up there on the mountaintop and you just start to try to sit down and relax. It's that's when you take more risk. That's what I've told myself. You take more risk when you get up there. Try to be, push more work. I remember a curator told me, he said, Walter Price, you make the most impressive overhung shows I've ever seen. And I was at first I was slightly offended for maybe 5 seconds. And I was just you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going for, because I ain't speaking to his bitch. I'm not speaking to him. I'm speaking to other painters. My goal is, if I have a show as a painter, I want other painters to come in that show and be I want to go to the studio after this.
That's always the best sign.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can't do that. I can't do that with a couple painters. I just don't trust that. I don't think my obsession with painting and when I like to see shows and stuff, I don't think that I can do it enough with just 8, 10 paintings and 24. No, it got to be 70, 80. I want you to. I know people who see shows fast and stuff because our attention spans are low. So I'm challenging that. I'm going to give you so much in the room. These spaces are so big anyway. I'm going to give you so much where even if you don't like the style and how I paint, you're going to spend more time in there than you normally would because you got to see it all.
God.
So that's simply my goal.
Is that, it's funny because it reminds me of the output of Atlanta rappers, where it's that was a moment where it's just Young Thug's just putting out
that's crazy in comparison.
50, 60 songs every single, it's
max
just,
it out.
Yeah,
be thankful that you're here though. It ain't just being just putting it out just to put it out. I'm sure Young Thug felt as if he was passionate enough and that was quality. And I ain't just going fast to go fast. It's because I make one painting at a time.
Also he's not releasing he's releasing a shit ton, but then there's another vault of stuff that never gets released.
Yes. So it's I feel like it also is saying thank you. Thank you to being able to have a space to show your work, a gallery being willing to show your work, to try to sell it for you, and the people that come see it, it's it should be a forever thank you, because being an artist ain't realistic to a lot of people. And where I come from, yeah, it is like I am really glad to be here.
That shows through and through. The piece for me right now is like to be able to say that thank you, like with your chest.
Yeah,
You can't. There's almost no space for doubt there.
no doubt.
And that, was there ever a time when you had doubts? Was there ever a time where you started to question, like, am I that guy?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be lying if I said it wasn't doubts. Like coming here early, like once I was on my own, had my own studio and like basically living in the studio, and like sleeping on an air mattress and having mice run around you and stuff, but you gotta fall asleep because it's like where else you gonna sleep? And doing that, it was times where working at Pies and Thighs, busting tables and stuff, only making like $9 an hour and like just enough to pay for the studio, and maybe like some chips and some cookies and stuff from like a Family Dollar, and bringing food from the restaurant home. Like it was several nights. It was a moment where I didn't have enough. Like they cut my hours, so I didn't have enough to pay the rent. And I got behind. And then it was like, oh man, I'm about to mess around and lose this studio, and then I'm about to be homeless. So it was a moment where I was feeling that, and I was in the studio and I was making these crayon drawings because that's all I could do at the time, and that's all I could afford. And I was drawing, but I was like thinking, and I was just starting to like doubt was starting to win. Like in the first time in my life at that time too. Like even when my mom passed before I got out of the Navy, it was a hard hit, but the doubt, I ain't have no doubt of like the journey that I was still supposed to be on. But in this moment, being in New York and like having that happening, and then realizing like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to pay rent, I was just going down a rabbit hole of being like, I can't self-talk my way out of this one, because they gonna eventually say you got to get out, And I'm like, I don't got nobody to call,
Right.
But this is where it's just like you feel like angels and spirits are real, where a friend's mom, my childhood friend, his mom called, and she don't call that often, or
Just out of the blue.
Out of the blue at that time. She said, what they say to old school Southern women, God told me to call you, baby. He said something wrong, you okay if you need anything from me, So when she said you need anything from me, tears, boy, I don't even cry like that. And like I ain't no crying type of dude, like. And I broke down. That's how I knew that doubt. That was the moment where all the doubt was taking over. I started crying like to this lady, And I was like, I do need help. Like I think I'm about to, be kicked. I need help. And
you're about to be homeless.
the lady sent me like I can't remember how much money, but she sent me enough to cover the rent for several months.
Wow.
And at that same time, I went to a Karma opening, and I met Tommy Malakoff, who's an artist, and he do video art and all this stuff. And he's from the South. He's from like North Carolina. And he heard my accent, and he said, man, if you got he said like basically how's it going? Just like talking. And then I was just like so candid. I was like, man, I'm working at Pies and Thighs, shit, bro. And I was just honest. And then he was like, if you put like that you got a driver's license on your CV, you can get an art handling job. And I did that job. And then like a week later, I got like a good paying like $18 an hour job. And I think I was driving like to New Jersey, like a big truck. I don't want to say it was an 18-wheeler, but it was a huge truck. And I don't got no CDL. And
I was like gonna ask, like that's a different license.
Man, this what you say. This is what I mean. I wanted this so bad. Dude, I was driving to New Jersey, like with 2 feet, like I was driving with like the brake with the left foot, the right foot with like straight country driving all the way to New Jersey, not knowing how to back the truck in every day for a whole summer. It was like 5-10 people out there helping me back the truck in, like turn a little left, turn a little right. Every day and I did that enough to buy good supplies, and that set me off. Like that moment, like, and I was just doing. I did that for so long, and it's so crazy. This guy Big John, who used to pick us up to take us to this shuttle spot to get so I can get the truck to drive. He was a cool dude, man. Like I remember after my Grand Optali show last year, I seen him with his family in Chelsea, like at a restaurant, man.
Oh wow!
And I had to be like, "What up? You remember me, dude?" I said, "Man, I made it." I started hugging him, man. He was like, "What?" And then he remembered who I was. He was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Dude, I fucking made it." like, I got an art career, bro. And then he was like telling his daughters and sons, like, man, yeah, this dude right here, man, he should talk about this stuff. Man, he should do this, man.
Oh my God.
Happy for, yeah, man. I'm like,
This is like screenplay shit.
Straight. Oh, it's a movie. It's a movie. And I barely remember this stuff until, you know, you ask these questions and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, man, I wanted it bad. And that was the moment. Like, I still play basketball with Tommy. The crazy thing is, me and Tommy were playing basketball. We both sucked. We both are good now. And everybody that used to be good then is still good now. They seen us get good. So we like have a brothership and like that. And I always,
beautiful.
Yeah, you're part of my whole story, man. Like, the dude just told me, put that I got a driver's license.
Wait, hold up. So that opening at Karma, did that in some roundabout way lead to the show at Karma?
Probably, maybe maybe he seen me there. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe he seen me there at the time, but I don't know. He said he seen me around. So, and then his brother.
But you had been around. By
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
I used to hang out there all the time. You know, I told myself I was gonna get a show there. You know, I wanted the show there not because Tori had a show there, but because it was like wood slated walls. The wall was like wood, like lined wood. And I used to draw online school, college rule 8 paper all the time. So I was like, man, I want to show here because of the walls, how they look.
It just, it felt
right.
like,
and I told myself, like, you going to show here. But I wasn't thinking, like, because this person did or that. I just, like, it's the spaces for me.
Yeah, you saw what you saw.
Yeah, and to this day, like, certain spaces, it's like, oh, I want to show. I'm, like, hyped about that space.
Is there a space that you haven't shown at that you really want to?
Dang, that's a good question. I don't even think about that because then that's like hoping and wishing, and I'm just thankful. So
yeah, but you always had you had the goal to show there. Like, it's not, to me, it's maybe not like wishing. It's like, okay, so I
feel like it's privilege at this point if I thought like that. So I don't even know. No, but when they send stuff and offer, I will consider that space, and I probably would turn it down if that space ain't.
If it's not the right space.
Yeah, if it's like I don't like showing in like these spaces that are houses, basically. You know,
you don't like showing like that?
Not that much. I ain't saying I don't want to, hurt myself by saying that. But no, I ain't as excited. But like green off toilet spaces is huge like that. Mm-hmm. That's like that's testing my ego, being like, oh, you think this small? You think I can't do this? You think I can't dominate this space? You know, so I'm like, I want to dominate these spaces. Like,
you did both of them.
Oh yeah. I'm grateful that she gave me both spaces to work with, because I was like, oh, this is a huge challenge. And showing in New York is like the most at this point in my career. I don't care about showing nowhere else but New York City, because it's the most intimidating place. All the great artists, well, I ain't gonna say all the great. I know not all, but some of the most incredible artists are here. Yeah. The opinions, the meanness, the competition, the comparison, everything. Having a show in New York City is like, it's like, it always put me in the most like go mode. You gotta go. You gotta do this shit. They don't think you can do it. I can have people saying, I know you're gonna do a great job. I'll tell myself, they don't think you can do it.
You like that. You like when somebody says you can't do it.
Hell yeah. How else you gonna be motivated?
So what did Craig Buckalter tell you?
Oh yeah, he said, well, you go sleep in a box in New York, like Bosky out there. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. And
so Craig, for those listening, Craig is your high school college teacher who said that you couldn't do it.
Yeah. And I knew him since high school. I knew him since middle school. He was like our city artist. So we seen him all along. He had worked as maybe a high school teacher before, then college. Okay. So, you done seen this man. I'm like, this an artist, bro. In this small town, this an artist. And then I got to know this man, and it's just like, he was still great overall, but his love for printmaking and his hate for painting, or his dislike for painting, was just a huge contrast there. Sure. Because I was like, printmaking ain't it, brother. It ain't no dancing in printmaking. It's following the rules. You can dance in painting. You can follow the rules in painting, and you can dance. Printmaking, like, follow the rules, and if you break them, you have to break them a specific way. So I was just like, nah, that ain't me. But he wasn't digging that painting stuff. So he, we clashed there. But yeah, it's just like early on where you telling a bunch of 18, 19-year-old students just to like, just further education and like just go, basically preparing them to be teachers. I was just like, man, you gotta let us know it's a possibility to make it as an artist,
100%. I remember I was at MICA, the Maryland Institute. I was taking a class there, and like the teacher just kept talking about Plan B. Yeah. It's like, well, you can use this for screen printing and all these things. And I was like, damn, this is depressing as fuck.
Super depressing. It is.
And it's like, if y'all are buying this, like, you're done.
Yes.
This is, you're like,
exactly. You ain't gonna really be happy like that. Yeah. And I hated that right away. And I felt like, because I was out of the military there, I felt like I'm a grown man, you a grown man. So he was talking to us as we're all like students, but I'm seeing through some of his bull and some of his like, like that ain't super helpful.
Yeah.
And I challenged him, but then it was just like a moment where it felt at the moment I was confident in my decision and what he said. I didn't think about how racist it was what he said. I just thought about, I'm gonna prove you wrong, bro, or I'm gonna try. And then I'm gonna look for you, and I be looking for him. I be going to Macon and looking for him, and like I want to.
Craig, if you're listening,
yeah, I hope you are listening, Craig. You are the reason. You are the reason. You got me out of that comfort zone by telling me that bull you said, because you may have felt embarrassed in front of the class, or I was calling you a dream killer. I remember it like yesterday because
you called him a dream killer.
Yeah, that's where he turned red, and that's why when he probably wanted to say Nigger, because you got red. I was like, dang. I think when you say certain things, sometimes you don't expect people to react. You say something like, I'm used to saying mean stuff. I grew up that way, and sometimes I have been shocked at people's response. I wasn't thinking it was that mean, so I said a dream killer because I honestly felt like, yeah, that's what you're doing, brother. You're killing some of our dreams. But he reacted like he got red.
I mean, if I've never shot anybody down that way, but as a teacher, as someone who's like in those spaces, if somebody called me a dream killer, it would fuck me up.
Exactly, because he technically was just like so against for his one thing, just like making prints and showing them around the city, that he couldn't even see outside of small little Macon, Georgia. The farthest he can see was like University of Georgia, like doing more teaching, and it's like, so yeah, I still preach to this day about that, because some people have that in them. Some like you have to know who you are and what motivates you and get you going. And I ain't the type to hear the cheers. I want to hear the boos, because that's gonna like to prove people wrong, especially when you come from places where you only supposed to make it that far.
Sure,
is more motivating to do things outside of your comfort zone than being super supportive will ever work for me.
But how do you sift through that? Because I think, to your point, I think there are negative comments or things that can push you when it's coming from like a place of kind of clear energy. Whereas there's a lot of negative comments or just negativity where it's like, if you dealt with all of that shit, like you could drown in that.
That's true. Like, depending on who you are, how you take it, and I wouldn't want to consume a lot of it. So, not being on social media, I ain't saying really none of it really. So, in some ways you have to avoid it, but at that time, the younger me, I welcomed it all. It was all like, if I felt like, if I could see where they like, oh, I see what you hating on. Like, oh, okay, maybe my skill, my technique, maybe it's a little, raw or too loose or something. Yeah, I'll go work on cleaning it up.
Sure,
I may not show it right away.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be in that lab making sure I can mix a little bit of that with a little bit of me, because it's still going to benefit me.
Sure.
So when I just try to find ways to restructure how I think about it, because it is just an opinion and ultimately it don't matter, but what if it just make you better?
Right. What if you just use it as like the possibility of a lesson? Yeah,
because it's all in the art. So it's just like people don't know that until you say it, or like that part of where you got that motivation from can just die there with that negative comment. But the action that it made you do and work on your skill or whatever, is like, that's a benefit.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense why basketball would be such a big deal for you. Like, this feels very much like I'd say more Jordan than Kobe mentality. Like, probably having an enemy, having something to push you and motivate you to be like, really, this is what you think I can do. Let me crush all of that.
That's why I started practicing basketball, waking up early, working on the left hand, working on the right hand, learning how to shoot. Because I was like, how you gonna be a basketball fan? You playing basketball here in New York City with all these white boys. You trash. You like the only black guy. You suck. Like, that ain't a good look, brother. It's just like, in general, of like, if you love something, like, I love watching this. Like, do you need to at least be able to say you good at it? Like, I get buckets or something like.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got the time to practice, I need to practice. And then developing the left hand is only going to benefit me because then I'll better practice on writing with it. And you get comfortable doing a left hand layup, you'll start be able to grab things with it. You know, and before I'm dead, I want to be ambidextrous.
So you're identifying your weaknesses routinely.
Yeah.
What are you identifying? Like now you're at a very different moment in your life and in your career and all that, like you as an artist.
Yeah.
What are the weaknesses you identify now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like what's the thing you're working on, or the thing that's like on your mind that's pushing the next thing?
Well, probably not in art at all, really. Well, in art, it would be something basic like just scaling up, making bigger paintings outside of my wingspan because I've liked to keep it in my wingspan, but for so long to move them around and handle them. But I realize that's safe at this point. So although I prioritize smaller works, this year I've been like prioritizing. I've been kind of not prioritizing smaller works and scaling outside of my wingspan.
Like we're talking like the size of this wall.
Trying to get there, yeah. Yeah, all mostly big. No, like I kind of basically stopped making smaller works for probably majority of this year. I won't really make smaller works. I'll make medium or what feels big to me and larger than my wingspan. Like
this will come out well after this show is done, but you have a show coming up at Zwerner in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Are those going to be some of these larger works?
No, Zwerner is a big gallery. They don't need big paintings from me. I don't even care they hear it. It's like, nah. And also they just, how I flow is they just coming into the picture with working with me.
Right.
So, Green Artali have been working with me. So it's just a way I approach the galleries. So right now is, especially in Hong Kong, when I did a studio visit with them, they like small paintings. They was excited about the small paintings. So, I mean, that's my foundation. So,
and they have painters like Elizabeth Payton, Thomas Obst. These are painters that are traditionally making small paintings.
Oh yeah, and I also have a thing with like when galleries are super large, I don't like to get on what I think they want from me. Like I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but I can switch it up if I need to. But yeah, because it's almost like they're already working with so many mega artists in a way you can't just. Of course you're grateful to be a younger artist getting represented by a large gallery.
Sure.
But you can't play all like too damn humble, Like it'll be got to play a little game with them a little bit, because it's like, it's a business, but it's also like, you don't want to start to look like you just, as a black man, you don't want to just look like on tap dance. I ain't trying to be tap dance for these people. So I had to find ways to make the little games for myself, whether it's my little insider, ha 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 he he, or I'll say this out loud, just get back to them and we'll see how they react. And I'm gonna just be taking notes the whole time. Like I will like be deceptive a little bit. I will play games. I will play dumb to see what you do and how you respond to me. And I'm thinking I might turn it into an artwork, a body of work, just so I could talk about it.
I mean, you're an artist.
There's
I feel like there's trickster energy in any artist.
Everything is material. And then when you're a painter, you can work with symbols. You can code things. Man, being a painter is just best thing ever. Like, absolutely best thing ever for me. It's like you could do storytelling. You don't gotta tell stories. You can make up stories. You can do symbolism, surrealism, abstraction. It's so many possibilities that it's like, yeah, you probably should be locked in the studio, because the more you're not doing, even though I'm not doing right now, I'm restraining myself from working, the more you're not doing, some other creative person is doing it. You know? Like that book, The Creative Act or something by Rick Rubin. I listened to the audiobook and he said this thing where it was like, sometimes you think someone copied your idea, but they just got to it before you did.
Yeah.
So I used to be like, oh, I need to get down every idea. So I would like kind of run to the studio every day or Uber there as fast as I can to get there, to trying to get the ideas down. But now I'm just like, can you don't go to the studio?
Yeah.
Restrain, so.
I mean, there's seasons too. Like, I think there's times where it's nonstop, and then there's times where like it's like fallow. It's just like,
I made this a season to lie down because I ain't never experienced this season before. Like, it's a huge test. Like talking about art, and then but telling yourself not to go to the studio, finding other things that you can just zone into to kind of distract your mind. It's like it is hard because I don't believe in that down season thing. I don't believe in what I'm doing right now. I just know it's not easy, so I need to do it and try to test myself. I believe down season, if it was to be that, it would be like when I become like an old man, like start moving slow. When I start moving slow and things started like opening a jar started to get hard for me, then it'll be like down. But right now it's like a test, but ultimately like you got to produce because it's so much talent, so many good artists coming. They like, yo, you go to visit these schools, all these kids are good. They all coming up. It's like I can't take my foot off the gas, although in the moment I am.
mean, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of kids that are good, but the level of drive you have and the consistency of that drive is very rare.
Oh wow, that's shocking. Like I wouldn't even want to believe that because
There's a lot of artists that have the ability. There's a lot of artists that have like what it takes.
yeah.
But they get tired or they stop showing up or something happens and they can't get over that next step.
Right.
And like, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes it's environment where, if it had gone a little differently or if they had a little bit more support, if they had that one angel come through at the right time, then maybe some more things could work out.
All right.
But like, it's also just that feeling of like nothing will stop me is I can see it from time to time where it's so clear. I'm like, you're passing through here and like I'll give you whatever I can give you, but you're fine either way.
Exactly. I bet that's a great thing to see in a young student.
Oh yeah. And I make sure that they know it too. Because like
awesome.
they should know that their drive is untouchable.
Yes, because they'll remember and they'll be thankful for you as they go along and look back. Because that's the best thing too, as being a teacher and stuff. The talent you see that come through, the conversations you can have with them, the words of wisdom you can give them, or just saying, "I like what you're doing." Yeah, it's just like to the next generation up, man. It's just like, dang, you like that's a huge responsibility too, So,
did you see the Whitney Biennial?
Not yet.
Do you know the artist Taina Cruz?
No.
She's the youngest artist in the biennial, and she was one of my first students at MICA.
Man, that's amazing. That's success in itself.
Yeah, it was wild. I was just like, because I'd been seeing her kind of grow and grow and grow, and like, she just tapped into something. She got like,
that's awesome.
It was really beautiful. Like, because she was just experimenting and doing crazy shit in class, and like, that was like, that's where I saw her, and it's just beautiful to see where she is.
Awesome. The experimentation, man. Can't lose it as much as you got to hold on to it as much as you can. As a painter, for sure. Like,
yeah. What did you do back in those days to stand out? You said you always got to stand out. There's so much talent in this city. There's so many things. Like, what were you consciously doing to be like, all right, this is my way of sticking out a little bit?
As a painter,
yeah.
One way is making those smaller works because I was seeing, I was Eddie Martinez, probably like the first big artist that gave me a job, and I seen him around. He was embracing, supportive, and so he would make huge paintings. So, and it was a big painting thing happening at the time. But for me, I knew the spaces I was in, and the fact that to get better at anything, you got to do it. You got to keep doing it. So I was like, in a way, it's like the smaller work won't take up as much space and where I'm living and I can do more. So I think that was one when I started to get all the pushback from it. And I don't know, I guess I would call it just like razzle dazzle, like challenging the compositions and stuff. Like thinking about how to do how typically a composition reads as successful, like rule of thirds and all that stuff, but then challenging that, thinking about like how somebody that's dyslexic would like compose a painting.
That's hilarious because that reads that like it really does read. There's something like so wonky about your compositions that like now it's just, like it works. Like when you see something you don't recognize, you're like, damn, what is going on? And you and Soil both had that back then. Like Soil, it's not really painting as much anymore, but like back then, those paintings were wonky as fuck, but they felt right.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, super unique. Like, and then doing it at a large scale like that. Yeah, like that was fire to me. I was like, this is drawing. Like, there's somebody who draw, and we, in a way, I would think come from drawing because schools, high school and stuff, AP class and stuff. Like drawing was the thing.
Yeah,
and it was this guy Marco Barrera or something like. he did like the illustrative type drawing and style, and we thought he was just that guy. And he did graffiti too, man. I could have swore he would just be some art world, just crushing her in the art
Superstar.
world somewhere. Yeah, just super, or illustration or something. Dude
Sure.
just had a. I mean, even to this day, I think his style is just fire. It's. You kind of see it now. It's kind of familiar, like as a illustration style. But I'm like, man. So
Yeah, I mean, in yours, I feel like, I don't know, it almost felt like a kind of David Lynch type world. Where
someone said that to me recently, and
Oh,
I've
really?
never seen any of his movies and stuff. And I was like,
You've never seen any of his
but I
movies.
listen to interviews and I'm like, I got to look at his stuff because, dang, he talk like a painter. You know?
Oh, I mean, he is a painter too.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
Or he
is
was a painter.
Yeah, like he beautifully, he could speak beautifully about like the art thing.
Dude, you gotta
Yeah,
you gotta start watching.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard that. I like a painter friend, Zahar Vax, was saying that he really into movies and stuff. He paint too, and his paintings are trippy. But he really know movies too, so he be like kind of telling me these movies, and he know how to talk about movies really well. So
yeah.
I do like listening to him talk about the movie. I rarely go watch him, but it's like the way he talk about the stuff, like it taking me there, it giving me an insight.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know where you should start, but like, it's that surreal space where it feels like it's a portal to somewhere else. Not just like weirdness for the sake of weirdness, but somebody who's like tapped in.
Right, that's awesome. Because that horizon line was so important in those a lot of the earlier works, like just because that's what I seen so much out to sea, and I knew it was a way to like talk about the Navy experience without talking about the Navy experience. Because I started to catch on earlier that the artwork can fetishize off your story, so you know, if somebody liking the food that you putting on their table and they doing everything you want, don't just like give them the full plate every time. Once you realize like they're just gonna enjoy eating it and just be your be there at your will. It's just like, yeah, you gotta like portion it, So
Were there any artists like, I know that Henry Taylor was a big influence for you, like seeing that one show where he had a dining table on like tilled soil,
Crazy.
chandelier, and paintings all around. Like, did you have any elders, like specifically black male painters, that were kind of helping you out or telling you like what's what, or did it feel like, all right, let me figure out my own path?
Yeah, I ain't had no like mentors or anything like that too much. I got a lot of older friends though, like just I guess because my name is Walter and my parents were old school or something. I just grew up around I friend a lot of older people. Like this one friend I got named Damon, and I met him while I was in Macon studying and stuff, and he like 45 or something. And we used to hang out all the time. I used to tell him about like my dreams, my goal, my future, and he used to be saying like, "You gonna make it, bro." And then when I'm like being here and talk to him in time, he was just like, "Man, I just knew it." This like so. I kind of always want to be around people that are like just been there, done that type of thing. So they can kind of let you know based on you just talking about what you're interested in and trying to do. Of like, be careful for this, be careful for that. I kind of always appreciated that stuff. But like male painters or like older people in New York, no. It was like literally the moment of deciding, do I want to live in New York and try to be an artist or LA? And I realized going to LA, I was like, I can't do it here. This ain't, you're gonna need a car, everything's spaced out, how you gonna meet people really? So New York was that, but seeing Henry Taylor's show was like that energy and what it felt like. I felt that this man loved to make paintings. Like, and I wasn't that tuned in to seeing art like that, so I wasn't seeing as much art at that time.
Sure.
So seeing that in a show and made me feel like that, I'm like, man, I gotta do it. I gotta go for it. I just can't go for it in LA. So he was, without him knowing it, him putting that good energy into his paintings was my guiding light, like Henry Taylor. To the day I don't want to meet him because it's just like, nah, man, I'm gonna be telling this story till I die. Like, I don't want to meet you, dog. And I don't want to meet you, dog. Because like a lot of times, like I've met a couple of painters that I'm like, man, I appreciated listening to their interviews and things like that. But then when I met them, yeah, it's just like, he's just like a painting nerd, weirdo dude that's probably scared to talk to people that look like him type of shit. And it's just like it kind of stained it a little bit, like sheesh. So I just try to avoid all that and just love these dudes love the women and male artists that I admire just from afar rather than.
Henry is one of those dudes that kind of meets the mystique.
Oh, I bet. I heard stories. He got personality, charisma. He probably just like my uncles and stuff that I grew up with.
I believe that.
But I don't wanna it'll
No, I
something to
get
go
it.
wrong.
I get it.
I know something to go wrong. My personality is too big also. And yeah, sometimes it just don't work out.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Yeah. But he'll hear about me all the time because I'm be telling this story. Because that's the truth. Nothing but the truth. So, sheesh.
It feels like a good moment to ask. If you could give your flowers to somebody, someone who's still around actually, like so they can be with it.
Oh, I want to give my flowers to Rachel Williams. She's a great artist, painter. Her paintings sit between painting and sculpture. Black woman. She's strong out here, man. And the stuff she had to deal with being a woman artist is shit's fucked up. So I want to give her flowers because if I had to go through any of that stuff and deal with some of the stuff that I hear that the women artists go through, I don't know if I would be able to make my art in the happy place that I make it. You know, like I think I would. My anger would take away from my creativity. I wouldn't be able to like be as strong as I think they're being because it's too weird and bad, and I want to just like sometimes I want to just argue with people about it and go confront some people that have acted in ways where it's just disgusting and stuff. So yeah, she deserves her flowers, man. I know she'll get them along the way, and it'll like everything will be great, but she really do deserve her flower. And almost like all black women artists shit like specifically black women artists because I mean I only hear out a little bit, and as a man, I ain't even processing it well enough. Shit, I only have the capacity to, so I ain't doing enough of my job. But man, they strong, man. They strong, and the art world is nasty. It can be a real nasty place, and I see it sometimes. But as a man, you're just not dealing with it nearly enough, or be able to fathom like what they have to go through and like how unfair it is. So yeah, like Rachel Williams, she should get like a whole bouquet, like double roses, and then all black women painters, artists should get like all the other roses too.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's what's up. All right, you're taking some time right now
yeah,
to just stay out of the studio.
Yeah.
If you were to think about like what the next 10 years are going to look like for you, what's that? Does anything change? You're just going to keep it a day at a time?
I think I'll see how much longer I can go without being in the studio. It's starting to wear down now, like especially like talking like this and talking about this. I'm keep getting all these crazy ideas. You got this damn furry ass damn sweater on, got striped. This shit look cool as hell. Like the texture, like the pants and the sleekness of the pants, but then like the furriness, all this stuff is kind of like making me think so much about color palettes. And so maybe it'll probably like, because I got things that'll distract me for the rest of this week for sure. So, I don't know how much longer I'll go without it, but I think this year how I was turning up, I was just like, spread my wings, go bigger, make more make really provocative paintings, kind of speak to the times a little bit more in ways that are just enough to provoke, and then I can kind of play with the rest of the explanation of it. Like the fact that we dealing with drones and stuff like that, just like, yeah, as a painter, you kind of should be painting some drones or something, like just to document the times. Trying to find more ways to play with dark humor and stuff to where I can use storytelling in a way to be a little deceptive a little bit. Because I realized, like, as a Navy man, I have they told her they when you process out of the Navy, they tell you you go through classes because they tell you you're gonna always have these Navy stories and stuff. But then I realized, like, not only am I like I got the Navy stories. I'm from the South, and I grew up around such old school people. Storytelling is my whole thing. So I'll tell you a story about just what I did yesterday. Like, it's just like it's a habit. So I think I'm gonna like find ways to use that in a way that can just like really fuck with people a little bit. Like, like mix a little bit of the truth with a little bit of lies and see how much I can just like see like people's eyes just widen and just like getting endorphins in their brain just to because I felt like I've been too candid and honest and too humble and grateful. I gotta spice it up a little bit because like I speak to risk, so I need to be like, although politics will always be there with black artists, I need to kind of lean into it a little bit more in a way that I feel like could be a little bit like laugh at me, laugh at you type of thing. Like, you know, kind of like how Dave Chappelle will take you through a story. Like
I was just thinking
the
like,
young Dave
Chappelle,
like because I was a big fan of him too. So that Dave Chappelle show, man, we used to record that on VHS and rewatch it. Like we don't watch Rick James on that couch about a million times. Like I wanted to paint it at one time. It's just like, but I knew it wouldn't be nothing there if you paint it. But hilarious, man. So like that, and I like that. That's what comedians can do. They can poke fun at the most devastating thing and like bring a conversation out of it, whether it's like a bad conversation or a good conversation. I kind of like that. And as a painter, and then I think I'm more strong in figuration. I'm striving for abstraction to be like a pure abstractionist, but right now it's leaning into my strength and who I am. It's like, yeah, you gotta kind of be more provocative. Like,
I would, if you haven't listened to Patrice O'Neal's last comedy special.
Oh, I listen to it all the time. My cousin was a huge fan. He said, I'm gonna revisit it though, cause that dude, brutally honest dude. Like,
that's to me, that's like one of the best comedy specials.
He's the
like
GOAT,
he's up there.
Yeah, he don't get talked about enough. Well, he get talked about amongst the comedians, but not the fans and the world don't know enough about him.
He's not. He should be in people's top fives the way that Pryor and Chappelle and all those people are. Oh my God,
yeah, because he's speaking about what men go through and being a nice guy. Being a nice guy.
And I feel like that's very important, like actually in this particular moment, because I think men are having this funny crisis about like either just like not being the nice guy and being this fucking horrible human, or being the nice guy and not figuring out like why shit's not working out for them either.
Oh yeah, being too nice. Yeah. I tried being nice for a couple of months. That's not fun. being nice ain't fun. I mean, being nice to your family and friends, yeah, okay. But just being like a nice person, nice people get tried up, disrespected every few minutes, man. It's like, it's crazy. Like in the moments I was being very nice, and like in a way you probably could say ingenuine because I was just being nice just to be nice. I always got burned. The rudest people, you know, you ever compliment an artist, say, "Oh, I love your work, man." When you don't really love their work, you just being like nice. And they'd be like looking at you like, I know you love my work, but I don't love yours. And they're just like, come on, bro. It's just being cordial here, you know. Like
I really don't say that unless I like when it comes to my opinions about people's art. If they want to know, then I'll let them know.
That's the right way to be.
But if I really just do have a love for it, that's the only time I'm gonna spontaneously express myself.
I just try to be happy about it all, so I think to myself, we as painters making work, or artists making work and putting it out into the world, we do have to deal with like those opinions and the comments and stuff.
Sure.
So when I see another artist, it's just like, I guess I probably shouldn't say I love your work. I should start saying like, maybe I'm happy you making art. Like I don't know, but the first thing come out is just
that is literally that's like a participation trophy.
Straight up, because it's like that's what I do feel when I'm saying like I love it. It's just like I'm happy, it's like that happy to be here thing, but people do be having too much of an ego with it. Like I think artists right now, maybe us of a younger age, are getting too spoiled with the success we having because everybody thinking they fucking rock stars. They walking around here with all they high fashion stuff on, turning their nose up at each other, man.
It's just like weird. I've seen too many cycles of it though, because like
I bet
people can be on top and then they're just not.
Oh, that's what I expect. I do not think I'm gonna be on winning.
Oh, I'm not even saying that about you. I wish you nothing but good things.
I know what I'm saying, but I keep it in my mind. I ain't delusional and thinking stuff like this and how incredible it feels gonna last forever. They're like a joint that just never fucking burn out. Like infinite joint. Like you just high forever. Like, nah, come on, bro. That ain't how life work. What you do now is you manage things, you make sure you do the right things. Right now is your test. Are you making the right decisions? Why you on the pedestal, or are you making the right decisions? Because when it's time to step down, like Are you gonna be able to like still just relax and still be this, take this risk in your work, or are you gonna start to feel like, dang, I need to sell a painting, man. Gotta pay a bill, man. What happened to all that success, all that, and that's what happens with painters. I see, like, they on the mountain, they money coming in, they making these huge paintings, so they making way more money, and then they just like going crazy,
Yeah, I mean, the number of times where I'm just like, God, you could have put all that into some property. You could have had some things that like would have kept you for backup.
Put it in the stock market.
Yeah.
Like, golly, just think about passive income. Think about, you ain't, like, retirement for most people is like a difficult thing. And as a parent, like, you really playing with some hard times.
Yeah.
So if you get a moment where people just being like, here you go, some money for what you doing, ain't no joke. And you don't know when it gonna end. And you don't know if that's tomorrow or next year. And that's the thing where it's just like, you just gotta you gotta keep your feet on the ground with reality of things. Because it's already expensive to live in New York City. So if you're a painter having success in New York City, you should be even more humble, because it don't really last. It could not last long. Even the money that you're making could not be enough for a long period of time. So it's just like, it's something where it's just like, you gotta learn. You gotta learn other things.
Financial planning.
Exactly. Real estate.
Serious.
Yeah, that's what I tell the students when I see like LLCs and stuff like that. You gotta think about being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like, because nobody ain't gonna really help you out like that out here. Artists come to do these talks with these students and stuff, and don't even be telling them like the reality of it. Like the real, like they just being like, this is my theory. It's like, okay, your paintings are great. You come here to inspire students with what you've done, but tell them about like how hard it is when they get out of school. It's a real grind. Yeah. Tell them they gonna meet people that you gotta be able to read people's energy. Of course you're gonna have to learn the hard way. You're gonna have to say no. It's hard to say no in general with someone offering you opportunity, because even sometimes you think, oh, maybe that's a good opportunity, or it's not, but you don't want to miss out on opportunity. So decision making, being an entrepreneur, managing that, all that stuff is like serious work. And then when you get the success, at these times, it seems like everything's going so fast. They ain't giving us a lot of time to make these shows, really. Like, or for my career, I was just lucky to be obsessed and, move at the speed I move, because, I ain't really, like, realistically a lot of times to make the paintings. But because I make paintings all the time, I've already sat with a lot of them, and I'm getting my time basically by being super committed to the studio.
Right.
So, it's a grind out here, and it's like, you don't want these students to just think that, oh, just make it, all right, get out my little degree and it's just gonna be respected. Like, no, you gotta put that pain in. The school was just the school was just like a little teaser, You got a little handkerchief to say I'm a little bit, I got accolades. Okay, but what about that grind? What about you got to work that little shitty job and then you got to go back to the studio tonight? What if you struggling with materials or blah, blah, blah? It's so much. And you like to keep a high sense of confidence through it all.
Yeah.
Meeting your favorite artists and then they being assholes to you and you want to cry and shit, or you want to choke them. And it's just like, but it's like, no, you got to keep focused. It's like all this stuff be like throwing you off, man. Because I feel like in a way, when you think about how sensitive artists are known to be, it's true, because trying to take all of your creativity and use it at the right times, and like it's so much in life and it's social things that happen that taken away from your creativity.
Yeah.
So I feel like, like even studio visits, people come in your studio and then they get, the curators have these egos and thinking they like know what's best and stuff. So they come to your studio and some of them would be real mean or just, standoffish or just weird energy. And I started to think like, painters should like, or artists should like start bucking up and like do like Basquiat would do and like start kicking them out, like pouring stuff on their head.
You should definitely ask people to leave
straight up
if they're not.
It's your sanctuary,
right.
you know, like, and mostly like curators do stuff like that, because they know they got a sense of like, you want what I got to offer a little bit. So they, some of them have egos, and it's like that's nasty work, man. It's like I be thinking about it all the time. I tell people like it's my sanctuary. Like I'm like. You come in here and you be mean to artists, and then they got to sit there after you gone. You forgot about it, you know? You done moved on, and it's like you done hurt them for a long period of time. They got to get over it. They got to get through it. That's not cool, man. I take that, like, that junk really made me mad. And these are the type of conversations we should be having on these panels and stuff.
Completely.
Art Basel and junk, all that little fluff they be doing and being cute and junk. They need to talk about the reality. Like, why curators think they're artists and rock stars? Why some curators are former artists that probably didn't make it. So they mean, because they basically just curating stuff that, like, oh, this is my taste. This is what I think. That's nasty work. That's selfish. That's like, come on, man. Like, so it's too much, man.
It's thankfully I've never had a curator come in and be that way. I think the only time that actually really sticks out, funnily enough, is having a class come. Like, it wasn't my class; it was somebody else's class, and these graduate students came to the studio, and it was a time when I was like in a lot of shows and things were happening. Like, this one person just chose to be on their phone the whole time, like to aggressively just not pay attention to anything that was happening. And I was just like,
that's so mean.
I'm opening up my doors to you, and like, this is a sensitive moment.
Straight up.
And at the time, I didn't have the confidence then to say something.
Yeah.
But they would be escorted out.
Straight
like,
up.
There's nothing about. There are only certain kinds of energy that I'll have in the studio.
Exactly.
And like, actually, like, I remember, this is a good story. Jeffrey Deitch came to the studio.
Right.
And like that, I mean, I will say, I think he only came because Jamian told him to come.
They always mean when your friend tell him to come.
And so he came, and it's fucking 90 degrees outside. My air conditioner broke. And like, he's in his 3-piece suit,
crazy,
and he is sweating, and he's just like, it's really hot in here. Like, and I'm like, well, take your goddamn jacket. Like,
straight up.
I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, the fan is on. That's as much as I can do.
Privileged dude, man. I can't do nothing about that. It's
like, I had but there was shows up, so like, most of the work was not in the studio, and there's nothing I could do. I called some collectors to ask for work back just so I could show it.
Oh my God.
And like, put as much as I could.
Yeah.
And then I get my computer out to show him the rest of the stuff so we can have a conversation. Right. He's like, "Oh, no, I'm just here to see things in real life."
And he's like, "Well, go see my show then, bro."
And it just killed it. And my brain turned off, and I was just like, "There's that.
All right.
There's that.
All right.
And there's that.
Like, that's
more
than enough. Yeah.
And the studio ended.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, that's it. I guess that's it.
Man. That's a straight up example of like how weird these people are, man.
But then I literally like collapsed on my couch and just had to sleep because I was so depressed.
Straight up, because it's like not a good feeling.
It was not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling at all. Like, and it's just like the audacity of that man. Like, we should have jumped. We should jump him, man. Why did we jump him? What did we see him out with his pretty little suits on and had our paint brushes and just like ran up on him and vandalized him? They're like, dude, stop coming for artists like that. Our sensitivity is everything, bro.
It was tough,
respect.
But it also at this point in time, no one's gonna make me feel that way.
Exactly, and what they'll say is, "Oh, being sensitive, it ain't like almost like it ain't a big deal." But it's like you came in here with that energy, bro.
Exactly,
and it's like. Yeah, we should make that more of a thing so these people can know, because it is a thing amongst certain little curators and these people that they had a little bad energy and they want to come in your studio to like put you in your place or something. And it's like, or almost like if they were referred, it's like, well, I'm gonna not be. They gotta impress me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
I felt like I had to perform.
Ego.
And I was just like, I cannot do this.
Exactly.
Like, not for you.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you can see my work, man. That stuff really, I can't say like, have I had like crazy bad studio visit? Not really, because I'm super defensive in my studio. So if you coming for my shit, I'll argue with your ass. Like, I'll argue with you. Like, so I think people probably maybe they feeling that, so it ain't too much. But I guess during COVID, I had like a weird curator. I don't want to call her out, but she was a little weird. And she kind of like, dissed my work a little bit in a way. And I could tell she was just more dismissive of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a lot of drawings and stuff. But honestly, I was just like, I didn't like it. But then I thought to myself, like, they later don't matter like that.
Yeah.
They later don't matter like that.
You just keep
she might not even have that jaw that long, bro. Like, it like, shit don't matter like that. I mean, the thing is, and then the gallery put so much emphasis on these people. I remember them telling me before she came, "Oh, she's kind of intense. She's not nice," and all this stuff. And I'm thinking like, okay, like these people taking themselves way so serious, and it's like the artists still have careers, still thrive, still have things happening. It's just like these people aren't as important as they want to be. It's like the artist is the artist.
That, I don't want to end on a negative note. So to me, I also want to prop up the curators that are doing the good work.
Oh yeah.
Like, you worked with Rosario Brialdes, and people that really put shine on artists and put everything into what they do and make great shows and make great conversation. Like, actually, that was the conversation with Rosario that you had was the one where I was like, she has good questions, and that was a good conversation.
She's awesome. That's good to end on a more positive note because she's the first one that got me in the drawing center and a show there, and I always wanted to be in a show there, and that's just a space where I guess like when you ask about the space, it's the drawing center because that's foundation of my practice. And people like Rosario and so many other Andrea Hicks, Rue, I can't remember Rue's last name, but she worked at the Whitney. And Jane Panetta.
Jane Panetta's great.
Jane, like Rosario, real special too because of like she what she's done for me and like talking with her. But Jane, for some reason, Jane energy is like she an artist or something. It like feel like she
it's
really
the ones that like I feel like you're granted a curator. I don't think there's any like boundaries between curator and artist in any kind of hard way.
Right.
But it's the kind of thing where it's like if you have that confidence about like there's no insecurities there, then you understand the position that you're in and you understand how you can steward a show and steward that artist. But in a sense, that's kind of where you can become an artist too.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's those curators that know the work and then they transcend it too.
Exactly. Great conversations with Jane, like Rosario, like the women. I had to like the women curators be really, just women in general. I guess they just know how to be more professional and nurturing. I think that's what it is, that nurturing thing, because men don't have that quite as well. So yeah, Jane, I do like talking to Jane. So it is like just as well as it's been like the bad curators that are rude and disrespecting my friends and stuff that I don't like that I hear about y'all. Like I might run up on you with a paintbrush, but like it's a great ones too though. So the best thing is to focus on the positive. So I'm glad because I will get too negative like sometimes, but like Jane Panetta, Rue Hockney, is it Hockney?
Hockley.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm messing up. Rue Hockley, like Andrea Hicks,
and Rosario. Hats off to all of you.
Exactly.
And, Walter, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. Yes, great talking for sure.
Spent is a New Crits podcast, hosted by Ajay Kurian and edited by Peter Groppi. Thanks to Need to Know Studios, our brilliant guests and listeners, Mary Akpa, Elvira Horvai, Tara Douglas, and Jasmine Amani. Follow us at New Crits on Apple Podcasts, Substack, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates on Spent. And thank you for spending time with us.